अभी आपके बराह रास्त से चलेंगे। वज़ीर-ए-आज़म के मुआविन ख़ुसूसी मुसद्दिक़ मलिक इस वक्त तकरीब से खिताब कर रहे हैं।
Welcome to this conference. I would like to particularly thank the Secretary of Petroleum. I assure you, without Captain Mahmood, this would not have been possible. When I say this, I don't mean the conference. I mean all the work that we've jointly done and the tag team that we were able to build together. I'm very grateful for that. So thank you very much. My friend Sidra was giving the introduction and she said, what have we been waiting for? 70 years. 70 years, and really, what have we been waiting for? We have a very simple dream. Our Prime Minister has a very simple dream. That dream is about prosperity, it's about growth, it's about development, and most importantly, it's about equity. Equity for regions which have been left behind in the race for development. So equity is the centerpiece of our dream. Prosperity, growth, happiness, and equity. Some sensible justice, particularly for the poorest people of Pakistan, is the dream that our Prime Minister handed over to us. How would this dream translate forward? We need to have employment. We're a poor country and we need massive employment, and we need middle-skilled or low-skilled employment so that people can take care of their families, people can invest in their children's well-being, people can service their parents. And that's what this is all about. It's not about minerals. Minerals is just one of the tools that we're going to deploy to achieve this vision. Next slide, please. So in order for us to move towards this vision, what is it that we have? Ladies and gentlemen, we have about $6 trillion worth of estimated reserves of mineral and coal and other precious metals. Rare earth metals, gold, copper, lithium. Not billion dollars. And I've been challenged on this, and I stand by it, that our estimated reserves, estimated of course, because we have to do exploration, we have to move forward, and we'd give you a pathway of how we're going to get there, but it's worth $6 trillion. We believe, our very dear friend believes, that one of the greatest revolutions, economic revolutions, has been led by the United States of America through innovation, through creativity, through ingenuity. And the icons of that ingenuity and creativity are Apple and Google and Amazon and a bunch of other great companies of this century. The collective value of Apple, each one of you is carrying one of their little gadgetry somewhere. It's a watch, it's a phone, it's something. And not just you, people world over. The collective net value of Google and Apple and Amazon is $6 trillion. And our dust buried in Balochistan and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Azad Jammu Kashmir and Gilgit Baltistan and Punjab and Sindh is $6 trillion. That's the kind of wealth that we've been sitting on for 70 long years. Next slide, please. If this is what we have, where exactly do we want to go? Where do we want to take it? What is our aspiration? So what we want to do is move from about $1 billion in exports to over $5 billion in exports in the next few years. What we want to do is create employment from 300,000 total employment in Pakistan across all kinds of minerals, mining, move from 300, double it, from 300,000 to 500,000, 600,000, and as we unleash it, it would go to millions, because mining is what? Mining is nothing but employment. You put your little kind of shovel in the earth and you start to mine out. It's labor intensive. And that's exactly what we need. something that's labor intensive, something that gives employment to our people. And we not only want to just mine it out, we just don't want dust. We want to move from dust to development. So we are going to do value-added activities, and we are going to move from 1% of the GDP in a very short period of time to 3% of the GDP, and inshallah moving forward much, much more. If I move this needle just from 3% to 5%, all of these numbers change. If GDP, if the value addition increases from 1% to 3% to 5%, all of these numbers of employment and so on and so forth double. And that's the prosperity that we are seeking. That is the direction in which we are going. And that is what Pakistan should be and must be and is going to be about. Next slide, please. So then the question arises, what stands in our way? And what stands in our way are very simple things. First of all, we have dearth of data. We have preliminary data, but we don't have exploratory data. We don't have confirmed data. So when we invite our investors, we'd like to pitch to them sell-side books which have science-based evidence that shows them how much wealth can be generated from the dust that we have in the country. And I'm pretty sure Mark is going to today talk about the dust that we have and the value that that dust entails and the direction in which Rico Dick and the leadership of Barrick Gold is going to take it. And there are at least 10 Marks sitting in this room. We'd like to invite them all to Pakistan. And we'd like them to invest with us, with all of us, jointly, towards this journey of prosperity. We have divergent regulatory regimes. We have certain rules which are district-based, some provincial, some federal, some security-based. And it's impossible to put our arms around these disharmonized regulatory regimes. And the last problem that we have is that we need to be in the imagination of our investors. The lull that Pakistan has seen over the past few years, the quiet, as I said, look at the wealth that we have and look at how long we've been sitting on it. If you look at that, you begin to see that the only problem that we have is confidence, this belief. Pakistan on the radar as the destination site for investments. And we need to work on that. Next slide, please. How are we going to get over these hurdles and achieve our goals? We have a very clearly laid out strategy. We're going to build clusters, and we're going to do three things towards building clusters. We're going to seed mining as we have and as we are today. We're going to develop the infrastructure, and then we're going to move from mining to smelting as our friends Ma'aden leadership did. And from there, we're going to build up industrial clusters, small industrial clusters. Rather than selling dust for $100, rather than selling metal for $1,000, we'd much rather sell industrial goods for $10,000. That's basically how much value is created in moving downstreams. And Pakistan is committed, absolutely committed to moving downstreams. We would have our investors walk with us and we'll hold their hands. And we'll walk them through this pathway of wealth creation. From mining to smelting to industrial clusters, indigenous industrial clusters, supported by our local talent, supported by our local companies. The second tenet or pillar of our strategy, so this is how we're going to build clusters or do value addition. This is the first pillar of our strategy. The second pillar of our strategy is to ease the regulatory burden. The regulatory burden that we have, if you translate that into dollars, the red tapeism that we have in the country is debilitating. And we are going to crush it. And you shall see that, and you have already begun to see that. In this journey towards the prosperity of the poor, we're not going to let anyone stand in our way, and all red tapeism would be cut. And we're going to do three things in that. One, we're going to harmonize all regulatory regimes. The district, the tehsil, the provincial, the federal, they're all going to be harmonized. They're going to be 7 bullet points. Any investor who wants to come knows exactly what are the 7 things and not 700 things that they need to do. Number 2, before you put the shovel in the ground, you will swear by the shovel and you'd swear by your sweat that you're going to take care of the community. You're going to take care of the people who get into mining. Mining has some of the lowest standards of health and safety and environment. And we are committed that we are going to have the highest standards, and we're inspired by Finland, which wanted to protect its forests. And it came up with the highest standards of environment about 25 years ago, and right now they are the world's largest or one of the largest exporters of environmental technology. We are going to take care of our people, our children. We're going to have the world's highest standards of health and safety and occupational kind of dignity. And we are going to take care of our environment. That's the second pillar of our strategy. We're going to harmonize and we're going to humanize. And the last part is that we're going to deregulate. So these are the 3 stages in which we are going to move from harmonization to humanization to deregulation, complete deregulation of the sector so that wealth can be created. And finally, we are going to win your confidence. Today is day 0. We stand here, the Prime Minister of Pakistan stands here and lays the red carpet for you today. And we promise to you that we shall win your confidence no matter what it takes. We would not tell you what we will do. We would ask you what it will take, and we will get there. And the three pillars of this strategic thrust are number 1, number 2, number 3, one window operation. Many of you have been asking, and ask us as many questions as you have about SIFC. We are going to open just one window. We are not unique in that. Finland has done it, succeeded. Singapore has done it, succeeded. Ireland has done it, succeeded. Australia has done it, succeeded. Their ambassadors are sitting here. Ask them if they have not created this one window operation. Is this unique to Pakistan? This is the key cornerstone of our success. One window operation. An investor doesn't care what is federal and what is district, what is security and what is not. They just need a solution. You come to us, you come to SIFC, we present you with the solution. It's led by the Prime Minister of Pakistan. He's present here. The second pivot is that we are going to give very aggressive financial incentives, fiscal incentives, in order for you to invest, and we are going to guarantee through SIFC, that your investment is secure, that you'd be able to create wealth, you'd be able to take wealth, and you'd be able to create prosperity for the people of Pakistan. And the last part, and perhaps the most important part, is that we are going to move towards eventually diffusion of technology and innovation, and we are going to create a whole ecology of innovation around this dust that we're going to turn into development. Next slide, please. Quickly, how are we going to, what is our theme for building clusters? Our theme for building clusters, as I've mentioned many times, and is also written all around the walls, is dust to development, not just dust. We promise you today, we promise to our nation, not just dust, dust to development, the entire value chain. We committed to it. In short term, we'd create the national resource map and plans. We'd completely digitize them and transparently put them on every wall in Pakistan. One click away. You go and you find exactly what you need to do and how you're going to do it and how much resource is there and how much value can be created and how. We're going to digitize everything. Within the short term, next couple of years, we're going to sign a couple of contracts. We're committed to them. But as I said earlier, before we sign the contract, as Barrick Gold has committed to us and is already delivering on it, you will have to, before you put the shovel into the ground, you will have to build the road infrastructure, you'll have to build the hospitals, you'll have to build the schools, you'll have to build the skills development programs.
वज़ीर मुमलिकत मुसद्दिक़ मलिक तकरीब से खिताब कर रही हैं। आपने बराह रास्त मुलाहिज़ा किया। न्यूज़ स्टूडियो से फ़िल वक्त इतना ही।